everyone, I'm Karla Valenzuela. I'm a Villa Ambassador and a Redken artist. Today I'm going to show you how to do a hairstyle that's going to be great for the spring and summer, perfect for a beach day or even a fun night out or a festival. My inspiration was Lady Gaga's hairstyle on the Abracadabra video, so let's get into it. This is going to be a half up, half down style. The top is going to be slicked back all the way back. So what I'm going to do is section off two front sections with a diagonal forward parting, starting from the top of the head all the way to just slightly right in front of the ear. And what I'm going to do is apply a little bit of foam to the base of her hair. So I can come in with a blow dryer and a paddle brush and blow dry that all the way back so that I can have some good control and have it slick back. I'm going to blow dry everything up starting from the cheekbone at a diagonal and back. So before I blow dry it, I'm going to just use my paddle brush and start directing the hair into place. And by blow drying the foam into the hair is just really going to help me prevent any splits, and the hair is going to be all the way slicked back. I'm going to repeat on the other side, making sure that I'm always following the paddle brush with the blow dryer nozzle. Now I'm going to secure these into a high ponytail and brush all the hair back. I'm going to use elastic, and what I like to do to secure elastic, especially on really long hair like this, I like to wrap the actual elastic around my fingers and keep looping it in until I get some good tension in there, and then I'm just going to loop the ponytail one more time, and that just really helps me keep the tension in the hair and also not create a lot of snags. And I'm going to repeat on the other side. Now that she has her two pigtails up, I'm going to split one of the ponytails into two sections, and I'm going to start braiding this. And I'm just going to braid it with a 3-strand braid. I'm going to add a little bit of product just so that I have more control. And I'm just going to keep braiding all the way down to the ends. I'm going to secure with an elastic at the end. If you're working on hair that is more on the finer side or doesn't have as much density, you can always add more volume to these braids by using a TEXTUR Iron. So I'm going to go in with my Villa TEXTUR Iron. I love it because the plates have texture in them, but they're very, very fine, so it's not going to give you like a super hard crimp. It's just going to add enough texture so that you can get good volume in there, and it's so small that you're able to hide this and you can play around with it. The longer you let it sit on the hair, the more of the texture you'll get, and the smaller the sections as well. This is really going to also make the braids look fuller. I am weaving pieces out of her hair, and I'm only grabbing those small pieces to use the TEXTUR Iron. Another thing I love about using the TEXTUR Iron is that it adds more grip to your style. So if you're doing bridal hair and you have somebody that has like really soft, silky hair, using the TEXTUR Iron is going to be a great way to be able to hold the style. You can also just use it at the base, at the roots, if you're looking for volume. So you can I feel like this is a great tool to have in your traveling suitcase. For example, if you do bridal hair, on-site hair, like this is just a tool that you want to have behind the chair or in your traveling case, because it really helps create some more volume in hair, and like I said, it adds good texture for grip. And here's the difference. This is the braid I used the TEXTUR Iron on, and this is the one without. And if I had used the texture on every section of her hair on this braid would be even bigger. But even just feeling on it, you can feel the texture on this one, and it just feels a lot fuller and fluffier. Okay, now that I textured this section, I'm going to go into it and start braiding it. Next step, I'm going to wrap these braids around each other, making sure that as I'm wrapping it, I'm going to be hiding the elastic. So I'm going to cross one braid from the right over to the left side. And I'm just going to use pins to secure them into place. And when I insert the pin, I'm going to dig in there and weave the pin up and down so that I could get some good tension and hold. Making sure that as I'm wrapping these braids, I'm also hiding these loose ends in the interior of these braids. Again, I'm going to weave the pin up and down just to get really good tension in there. I feel like braids are always trendy for the spring and summer, and I like this style for the beach because it's keeping the hair away from the face. Also, like if you're at a music festival, it gets hot and hair can be annoying in your face, so this is a great way to have a cute braided style but also keep your hair down, and I feel like it's really on trend. So I'm getting ready to pin the last braid. Before I just pin it down, I'm going to double check to make sure that everything's balanced, because as you can see here, she kind of has a high point. So I want to create the same point on the other side. And I'm just playing around and intertwining them. So I'm going to loop it around. Now that her hair is braided, I'm going to start waving the back of her hair by using my Sambia double waver. This wave is going to be the most similar wave to what Lady Gaga has in her video. And this is almost like a barely there wave. So what I'm going to do is use bigger sections. And I'm just going to clamp the hair for a couple of seconds and then move down. The smaller the sections, the tighter the wave. And the longer you hold it down, the tighter the wave as well. I am going to leave some of her ends a little straight, so I'm not going to go all the way down to the ends with the tool. I feel like this is such a fun tool because you can have variety of how much volume you want to add to the hair depending on how big your sections are. I'm going to use bigger sections because I do want this wave to be barely there. It's just going to be the most similar wave to what Lady Gaga has in her video. So I'm using about 1.5 inch section, and I'm just holding down the tool for about 3 seconds and then moving down as I go. One of my favorite things about this waver is that it gives great shine to the hair. So I'm just going to keep going. The trick to using this waver is you want to let the waver sit on the hair for about 3 seconds, then you're going to release. Once you release, you're going to see a bump, and you're also going to see a dip right here. And so the waver also has a bump and a dip. So basically you want to connect that bump and dip with the iron right directly below the last bump and dip that you created. And that's how you're going to get uniform in the waves. Now I'm almost done. This is the last section that I'm waving. I love how quickly you can move through with this tool. And again, you know, the bigger the section, the looser the wave, and the longer you hold it down with tension, the more crisp these waves are going to look. At the top, I am putting a little bit more tension because I do want them to be a little bit more defined. But as I move further down, I'm adding less tension because I want it to kind of gradually fade into a little bit more of a smoother look. So I'm moving a little quicker as I move down towards the ends and pressing a little bit less hard. But look how beautiful these waves are looking. And it really reflects a lot of shine as well, so I love it. And here you have it. I am going to add a little bit of more aerosol wax because this is going to help add some shine. And I'm going to spray it throughout the ends as well and just kind of work the product through. And here it is. I love how it gradually goes from more wavy to a little bit more straight on the ends. And this is all preference, so you don't have to straighten out the ends if you don't want. I did because it's most similar to what Lady Gaga has in her video, and I just really love that gradual fade. But if you love this wave and you want to go from the roots to end, go ahead and do that. And let's do a little turnaround so that we can get the full look. Her waves are all done, but I do want to polish the ends just a little bit because I didn't do much to her ends. So I'm going to use my Zambia SLEEKR Iron and just quickly run the iron through the ends. Not doing it too much because I don't want it super pin straight. I just want to add just a tiny bit more polish. Look how beautiful this hair looks. I love these waves. I love that it gradually goes from more wavy to more straight and all the shine that you can see. Let's turn around and see the full look. And the braids just add a fun spin to this style, so it's going to be perfect for spring or a night out or a music festival. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.